I'm Gerry Bassermann, and I'm here showing Dave Smith Instruments' new Prophet in a long line of Prophets since 1974. Here's Prophet X, and it's got the juicy oscillators and juicy filters and juicy VCAs that you're used to from Prophets, but it has a twist. Dave's been dreaming about this instrument for a long time in his mind. The idea of having really high fidelity samples played through analog filters. He's been asked about it for 30 years, thinking about it for 30 years, and now it's present in the Prophet X. I'll show you what I mean, basically. We're partnering with a company called ATO, which is really well-known purveyors of deep sampling. And by deep sampling, I mean they take every instrument and explore it to the bone. In the case of the pianos that we have, if I just hit basic preset here and just load a piano sound without doing anything to it, this 1928 Steinway Grand. Now this is all totally stereo, so we kept the path of the synth being true stereo as well, meaning that we have these 4-pole low-pass ladder filters. There's one for the left side, there's one for the right side. The VCA is one for the left, one for the true stereo path, so that these beautiful samples can stay stereo. The other idea is we have a button here called 16 voice. So instead of 8 voice stereo, if you need more polyphony, then you just hit that button and you get double the voices. So it collapses in fact, right here, I can just, without any fuss or muss, I can turn to the stereo. I've changed the whole architecture of the machine, but in fact, it's a button press away. So it's really easy to do things like that. Other kind of samples are completely different than pianos. Let's say we have, we go to the cinematic section, and instead of like one sound on the whole keyboard, we have different samples on every key. So you can have and if you want to record that, you just turn the record button on the sequencer. Just start wailing on the filter. There's also dual effects, so you get the ability to send this through delays, reverbs, high pass filter, you name it. Name it. Now, if you like, let's say one particular sound on that keyboard, and you say, I want that sound on the whole keyboard, how do I do that? Let's choose another one. Let's say this kind of vocally sound. I wish that was on the whole keyboard. There's a sample stretch button right here. You don't have to dive into any menus or whatever to do that. Now that sound so it's really easy. A lot of things in samplers that are more arcane or more scratching your head about, they're right on the front panel. Like all Dave's instruments, things are immediately accessible. So it's really easy to get there. It comes with 150 gigabytes of sound from ATO. And to give you an idea of how that's true or why that's true, let's just take that piano sound again And what I'm going to do is choose that same instrument and hit the reverse button. Again, no menus, just hit a reverse button. But see how long it takes to actually, now that it's coming backwards, see how long it takes for us to hear a sound. The silence at the end of the sample. Come on. So this is a super stereophonic natural decay to silence that you don't hear except in work like that. So the other thing is deep sampling that they do, they call it deep sampling, is about not just one mic on the piano, but now the mic is near, now the player's playing soft, now they're playing loud, now they're sampling with the pedal down, now they're sampling with, right? Now there's a far mic and a bottom mic. So you see that in our directory here, all those versions of every instrument are in there. So really you just have your choice of what you want to do, whether it's an ethnic sound, there's the VS wavetables in here. Just this section alone with its own display are that 150 gigabytes of sound. Now, if you like to record yourself and you wish that your samples would be inside to do the same kind of thing, in December-ish, end of the year, we're going to come out with a piece of software that can translate, or rather convert, your samples to the format that the X expects, and then you just put it on a thumb drive, put it in this sample import port, and then they'll appear in the custom menu here. So you have your own sounds. You can do what we can do here. Send them through the filter and the envelopes, etc. So you have an arpeggiator, you have the sequencer, and the other thing is, like every Prophet, there's an enormous modulation matrix, and what that normally means is, in a simple way, how do you create vibrato? Well, you take LFO1 and you send it to the pitch of the oscillator, right? And sometimes you assign it to the mod wheel to turn it up and down. Well, now you have samples, instruments, that can also be the source or destination in that modulation matrix. So you could actually do frequency modulation or amplitude modulation, driving the oscillator or the filter with a sample, with a drone sample, with an ethnic sample of some kind, and have that be the modulator wave and the oscillator be the carrier. So it's not just that they're on board and you can mix them together, you can actually really cross-pollinate the sounds in that way. So that's what's exciting about the Prophet X is, yes, it answers that question, can a guy in a band leave all the instruments home and know that the clavinets and organs and electric pianos are in? Yes, they can do that. But can you get really creepy fast with crazy dystopian landscapes? Yes, you can do that really fast. So it really covers a broad range of customers. It's going to retail for $4,000 US, and it's going to ship in the first week of June.